Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Kindly change the
Krishna
display
Krishna
to
Hare Hare
Ramamrita.
Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Morning Amrit Vani program. Her Grace Yamuna Swarupa Mataji will be giving her transcendental words of wisdom. Bhakta Rameshwar Nayak Prabhuji will be reading the Ramamrita. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna. Rameshwar Nayak Prabhuji, kindly start reading.
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नामामृत सेवोन्मुखे हि जीवादौ means that the service of the Lord begins with tongue. This refers to chanting. By chanting Hare Krishna, one begins the service of the Lord. The tongue should be engaged in chanting and in eating the Lord's prasada, so that the other senses will be controlled. Chanting is the medicine, and prasada is the diet. With these processes, one can begin his service, and as the service increases, the Lord reveals more and more to the devotee. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.7.24. Please, yeah.
Hare Krishna. श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी की जय, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हिज होलीनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. So we understand from Sevon Mukhe hi Jivado means that the service of the Lord begins with the tongue. We have to begin our service to the unlimited, to the Lord with the tongue and become perfect in chanting. And also similarly perfect in accepting the Lord's prasad. To accept the Lord's prasad means to control the entire set of senses. The tongue is considered to be the most uncontrollable sense because it hankers for so many unwholesome eatables, thereby forcing the living entity into the dungeon of material conditional life. As the living entity transmigrates from one form of life to another form, he has to eat so many abominable foodstuffs that finally there is no limit. The tongue should be engaged in chanting and eating the Lord's prasad so that the other senses will be controlled. Chanting is the medicine and prasad is the diet. When these processes, with this, one can begin his service. And as the service increases, the Lord reveals more and more to the devotee. But there is no limit to his glories. And though there is no limit to engaging oneself in the service of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. That means that we have to be humble like grass, tolerant like a tree, And we have to do what? We have to simply chant the holy name of the Lord. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Similarly, we understand from the Amrut, nectar of instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami. Atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha lolyam cha shadbhir bhakti vinashyati. So just by first thing, that is atyahara. Atyahara, overeating or too much collecting. Over endeavoring, that is prayashascha. So, and lolyam is greed. So all these things relate to the tongue, which from which we can understand that human life is meant for plain living and high thinking, or simple living and high thinking. Since all conditioned living beings are under the control of the Lord's third energy, this material world is designed to that one is obliged to work. Prabhupada explains that Supreme Personality of Godhead has three primary energies or potencies. The first is called Antaranga Shakti, or the internal potency. The second is called Tataksha Shakti, or the marginal potency, that is we. And the third is called Bahiranga Shakti, or the external potency. The living entities constitute the marginal potency, and they are situated between the internal and external potencies. Being subordinate as eternal servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Jivatmas, or atomic living entities, must remain under the control of either the internal or the external potency. When they are under the control of the internal potency, that means that they display their natural constitutional activity, namely constant engagement in the devotional service of the Lord. Thus, we understand that we have to be under the service of the Lord, and that will be our natural constitutional activity. Thus, understanding this small thing, that controlling the tongue is important, we have to keep on chanting and eating prasad. That is the most important. Quite simple, and what to say, that eating prasad is sumptuous prasad, to say, not just prasad, sumptuous prasad. So we can eat nice prasad, but it has to be offered to the Lord. Whatever we want, we can make nicely and offer to the Lord and satisfy our senses within that limit. And chanting is the most important anga of bhakti for the devotee when he starts the service of the Lord. After Shravanam, first thing is chanting. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai.